take a slow breath in, and as you exhale, allow your awareness to settle gently into your body. Let this moment become a doorway into stillness. As you breathe, begin to notice the sensations that are already here, subtle movements, vibrations, the calm rhythm beneath the surface. There is no need to change anything. Simply observe. Your body has its own wisdom, and as you listen, it begins to reveal what it's been holding, what it's ready to release. Feel the breath move in like a soft wave, and as it moves out, imagine it carrying away tension you no longer need. Every exhale becomes a gentle letting go. Notice the shoulders. So often they lift and tighten under the weight of unspoken worry. Allow them to melt downward, as if gravity is inviting them back to their natural resting place. Feel the neck lengthening. Feel the jaw unclenching. If you sense pressure behind the eyes or across the forehead, breathe into those spaces. Let the breath soothe them, like warm sunlight dissolving morning fog. Stress accumulates quietly. It shows up in the body long before we recognize it in the mind. You may feel tightness in the stomach, heaviness in the chest, or a subtle unease somewhere deep within. These sensations are not your enemy. They are messages. They are your body's way of saying, I'm ready to let this go. So offer your body compassion. Offer it patience. As you inhale, imagine each breath as nourishment. As you exhale, imagine tension loosening, untying itself, flowing out like a river returning to the sea. Bring your awareness to the spine, that central channel of support. Imagine a warm golden energy moving slowly down the spine, vertebra by vertebra, releasing what has been compressed. Burdens you've carried for days, months, or even years. This golden energy softens each space between the vertebrae, bringing freedom where there was constriction. Feel the back opening. Feel the weight lifting. Feel yourself returning to balance. Now let your attention travel down into the heart area. If there is heaviness, let the breath become your companion. Inhale gently into the space around your heart, not forcing, just allowing. You may notice emotions rising or softening. Let them be. The heart holds so much, memories, hopes, disappointments, unspoken truths. With each breath, imagine the heart expanding, like a blossom opening slowly in the first morning light. Allow it to create room for ease, room for softness, room for healing. Let this feeling of openness spread outward, moving into the arms, the hands, the fingertips. Feel them grow warm, alive, present. Then guide your attention downward into the stomach. This is one of the places where the body stores the imprint of stress most deeply. With every breath, allow the muscles of the abdomen to relax. Let the breath move all the way down, like a tide washing over the shoreline. Feel the body receiving this gentle wave. Feel the nervous system beginning to unwind. Move your awareness into the hips. These are powerful reservoirs of physical and emotional tension. Without trying to fix anything, simply observe the sensations. The tight spots, the warmth, the subtle currents of energy. Allow the breath to surround them with acceptance. Every inhale softens. Every exhale releases. Feel the hips loosening, making space for flow. Feel the legs growing heavier, grounded, stable. Now bring attention to your feet, the place where the body meets the earth. Imagine roots extending downward, connecting you to stability, strength, and support. Feel the ground holding you. Feel your body trusting this support. You are safe in this moment. You are present. As the body relaxes layer by layer, the nervous system receives a powerful signal. It is safe to let go. And when the nervous system feels safe, the body begins to heal itself naturally. Muscles soften, breath deepens. The mind becomes clearer. You may notice that the space inside your body feels more open, more spacious, more alive. Stay with the breath. Stay with this unfolding release. Let every inhale draw in peace. Let every exhale remove what no longer belongs here. Feel the harmony returning. Feel the balance being restored. Now, gently rest in the stillness you've created. The body knows the way back to calm. All you need to do is listen. As you continue to rest in this calm space, become aware of the subtle shift happening within you. Not through effort, but through presence. The breath has already begun to guide you from the surface of your thoughts, into the deeper layers of your being. With every inhale, you invite clarity. With every exhale, you release what has weighed upon your inner world. And as this gentle rhythm continues, the body begins to recognize something essential. It no longer needs to remain in a state of defense. You may notice the soft unwinding of protective patterns, those subtle contractions in the mind and body that form when life becomes overwhelming. These patterns are not mistakes, they are survival responses, ancient mechanisms designed to protect you. But in this moment, you're offering your nervous system a new message, one it longs to hear: you are safe now. As this understanding settles in, the shift from the fight or flight state into the rest and heal state begins to unfold naturally. Feel the breath moving with a deeper ease. Notice how the belly rises and falls without force. Notice how the chest opens softly, no longer bracing. The body doesn't need permission to heal. It simply needs an environment of safety, and right now, you are creating that environment with your own awareness. This is the point where the nervous system begins to recalibrate, shifting its energy from protection to restoration. Imagine a gentle wave of softness moving across your body, beginning at the crown of your head and flowing downward. It doesn't remove tension by fighting it. Instead, it melts tension through acceptance. Your mind may quiet, your heartbeat may slow. There may be a sense of coming home to a part of yourself that has been waiting patiently beneath the noise of daily life. As this wave moves through, notice the sensations inside your chest. The heart often reacts quickly to stress, tightening slightly, preparing itself for what might come next. But now, as calm deepens, that tightness begins to dissolve. You may feel warmth, spaciousness, or lightness in this area. Allow it to grow gently, organically. Each breath invites a deeper opening. Each moment invites greater clarity. Your nervous system is like a river. When stressed, the water rushes quickly, creating turbulence. When you relax and breathe, the river slows, smooths, and becomes clear once again. In this clarity, the mind naturally becomes quieter. Thoughts, once sharp and insistent, lose their momentum. They drift by like small clouds moving across the sky, present, but no longer demanding your attention. In this state, you can sense the intelligence of the body working in harmony with the mind. The sympathetic nervous system, responsible for alertness and action, begins to settle. The parasympathetic nervous system, the one that brings peaceful restoration, becomes more active. This is the shift you are experiencing now, not as an idea, but as a direct sensation, a softening, a deepening, a return. Feel how the breath begins to reach deeper places. It enters spaces that may have felt closed off before, those inner corners where stress quietly builds. Let the breath illuminate those spaces, not with pressure, but with compassion. This compassion is not a concept, it is the simple, gentle act of allowing yourself to be exactly as you are in this moment. And in that allowing, healing happens. You may sense a lightness expanding outward from the center of your being. This lightness is not something new you've gained, it is something ancient you're rediscovering. Beneath stress, beneath tension, beneath worry, there is a natural, unshakable peace. It has always been there. The nervous system is remembering it now. In this softer state, the mind becomes less reactive. Situations that once triggered a spike of tension lose their intensity. The body, no longer bracing for danger, begins to regenerate. The healing processes that were once interrupted by stress begin again. Quietly, steadily, faithfully. Notice how the breath feels now. Notice the ease in your muscles. Notice the calm that fills the space between your thoughts. You are returning to your natural rhythm, a rhythm that is spacious, steady, and deeply nourishing. Trust the intelligence within you. Trust the quiet. Trust the breath guiding you back to balance. Stay here for a moment longer, allowing this inner shift to deepen, and feel yourself gently returning to peace. As you continue breathing gently and resting in the stillness that is unfolding within you, begin to notice how the mind responds to this sense of safety and calm. The thoughts that once felt quick, repetitive, or urgent now begin to soften around the edges. They lose their grip, not because you force them away, but because your inner landscape is changing. In this quieter space, you can see more clearly how certain patterns, old habits of thought, reflexive reactions, stories you repeat to yourself, have shaped the way you experience stress. These patterns were formed long before this moment, sometimes in childhood, sometimes during times when life felt overwhelming. They became automatic, almost invisible. Yet now, with awareness and ease, you can observe them from a new perspective. As you breathe, notice the rhythm of your thoughts. Notice how some thoughts seem to arise from deeper layers of the mind, carrying echoes of past experiences. These echoes often create loops, cycles of worry, tension, and self-protection that persist even when the moment you're in is peaceful. These loops are not failures. They are the mind's attempt to keep you safe. But now, in this moment of calm, the mind is open to a new direction. It becomes receptive, like fertile soil ready for new seeds. Imagine that with each inhale you are drawing in clarity like a soft light entering the mind. With each exhale, imagine this light gently dissolving the old loops that no longer serve you. Feel the shift happening within your subconscious, not as effort, but as a natural realignment. Deep inside, the mind listens. It responds to the signals you give it. And right now, the signal is peace. This peace allows you to see the space between thoughts, and in that space, the subconscious begins to unwind. You may notice memories drifting in, moments that shaped your stress responses, moments that taught your nervous system to brace. As these impressions rise, observe them without judgment. They are simply energies passing through. You don't need to hold them. You don't need to push them away. Let them move like waves dissolving into the shore. The more you observe without resistance, the more these old patterns loosen. The subconscious mind begins to release the layers of tension it once held tightly. The weight of old fears, old expectations, old conditioning starts to lift. This release doesn't come from struggle, it comes from awareness. When you truly see what the mind has been carrying, the mind no longer needs to carry it. As the breath continues, feel the subconscious softening. Feel the grip of old narratives easing. Thoughts that once triggered stress lose their power. Reactions that once arose automatically become gentler, slower, more spacious. You begin to notice you have a choice to respond rather than react, a choice to breathe instead of tighten, a choice to see clearly instead of falling into old stories. Imagine your subconscious as a deep ocean. At the surface, thoughts ripple and move. But beneath the surface, in the quiet depths, there is a vast stillness. When you sink into that stillness, you connect with a part of yourself that is untouched by stress, untouched by conditioning. This space has always been here, waiting beneath the noise. The more you rest in it, the more the old patterns lose their influence. They become faint echoes instead of loud commands. Now, imagine gently infusing your subconscious with new intentions. Intentions rooted in calmness, clarity, and trust. These intentions are not forced. They arise naturally from the stillness you're cultivating. With every breath, you are imprinting new pathways in the mind, new patterns that support peace rather than stress. These new patterns settle gently into place, like a soft mist settling over the earth. Feel how the mind responds. Notice the spaciousness expanding within you. Notice the subtle lightness, the sense of inner freedom. This is the mind reorganizing itself. This is the subconscious opening to a new way of being. Allow this transformation to unfold gently, without expectation. The mind knows how to heal when given space. The subconscious knows how to realign when given calm. Trust this process. Trust this unwinding. Trust the intelligence within you that guides the mind back to balance. Rest in this awareness for a moment longer and feel yourself gently returning to your natural state of ease. As you rest in this growing sense of inner quiet, begin to notice the subtle harmony that's emerging within you. It happens softly, almost imperceptibly at first, as if the different parts of your being are beginning to recognize one another again. The breath flows more freely. The mind moves with greater ease. The body feels open, receptive. In this space where awareness is gentle and the nervous system is soothed, your energy begins to reorganize itself in a natural and effortless way. Every layer of your being carries its own rhythm. Your breath, your thoughts, your emotions, your sensations, each moving in their own patterns. Often, stress pulls these rhythms apart. Your breath becomes shallow while the mind races. Your emotions tighten while the body braces. Your energy begins to scatter in different directions. But now, in this quiet moment, everything starts to harmonize again, like instruments tuning themselves to the same key. Feel how your breath and your awareness are working together. With each inhale, you draw in presence. With each exhale, you release resistance. This alignment invites the energy within you to flow where it needs to flow. Tension softens. Vibrancy returns. You begin to feel a sense of coherence, mind, body, and energy moving as one. Imagine a soft current of light rising from the base of your spine, moving upward with each breath. This light doesn't force anything. It simply illuminates the places where balance is returning. As it moves through the abdomen, notice a warmth spreading. As it rises into the chest, feel the space opening. As it reaches the throat, notice how your inner voice grows clearer, steadier. And as it moves toward the space between your eyebrows, feel the mind expanding into quiet clarity. This current of energy flows through you like a gentle stream, cleansing, balancing, reconnecting. And as it moves, it reminds every part of you of its natural rhythm. Your energy begins to settle into patterns of harmony, as if remembering something ancient and essential. Nothing is forced. Nothing is pushed. It all unfolds with a kind of effortless intelligence. Allow yourself to sense the balance emerging, not just in the body, but in the emotional field around you. If any emotions arise, let them move through you softly. Allow them to drift without attaching them to a story. They are simply energies releasing, creating more space for peace. Feel how the heart responds to this space. It softens, it opens, it settles into its natural rhythm. Now bring your attention to the space around your body, the subtle field of energy that surrounds you. You may feel a gentle hum, a quiet tingling, or a sense of expansion. This field responds to the state of your inner world. As your nervous system calms and your mind becomes still, this field becomes more coherent, more radiant. It becomes a quiet reflection of the harmony happening within. Imagine this field becoming luminous, expanding slightly beyond your physical body. Not bright or intense, just a soft glow like moonlight reflected on calm water. This glow represents your inner balance expressing itself outwardly. As it expands, it creates a sense of spaciousness, a gentle reminder that you are not confined to your thoughts, your worries, or even your physical form. You are connected to something larger, something peaceful, something whole. As the breath continues to flow, feel the alignment deepening. Every inhale draws harmony inward. Every exhale releases the remnants of imbalance. You begin to sense a quiet power within you, not the power that comes from force, but the power that comes from presence. A power that comes from remembering your natural state. This natural state is one of equilibrium. Not perfection, not rigidity, but fluid balance, a balance that adjusts, shifts, and responds with grace.